Hey, and thanks for joining while I assemble a King Canada dust collector with a Super Dust Deputy Cyclone and a Mini Gorilla replacement filter. First thing up, create a jig for cutting radii. This tool is kind of new for me, and I find it a little bit clunky, but that's probably my fault. This is an edge bander, and it's just like a handheld one, but it kind of replaces iron-on banding. A guy I used to work for gave me this dust collector like about 8 years ago, and it's been sitting in an attic ever since. So I'm actually finally pumped to be using this thing. Funny thing about it is the switch doesn't work, so if you plug it in, it's on. I'm fastening the propeller and motor assembly to some 3/4 inch plywood, which is going to sit on the wall on a French cleat. I'm using T-nuts and threaded machine screws to fasten to the plywood. And this is hardware I've had it around for probably 12 years. And it's from my first paid job outside of working for another architect or millwork company. Quick wiggle test so you know it's good. The smart thing to do would be to clear everything off the wall so you can get this thing mounted. But I'm a man, so I do things the wrong way sometimes. I'd rather dipsy doodle around a bunch of material than actually clear a good working space. If I was to improve the location of this French cleat, I would raise it up to in between the T-nuts or a little bit even higher. I just see there's a lot of flex when I'm moving this thing around. Next step is to mark out the mounting holes for the HEPA dust filter, and this is a rigid filter with a pleated insert. I found this framing square up in the rafters of a house that we were partially demolishing during the time when I worked for an architecture firm that was like a design build GC. This piece will have a French cleat mounted on the back, and it also picks up the weight and supports the HEPA filter. Whenever I'm making cabinets or pretty much aligning pieces of plywood together, I always nail them off before I screw them together. I realized that some of the offcuts are actually pretty decent little gusset supports between the panel which holds the French cleat and the panel which holds the HEPA filter. So I'm just cutting these off and fastening them to the two. At this point, I'm roughing out panels for the French cleat and then also cutting the taper for the French cleat to work. You get these free magnets from real estate agents or whatever promoting their services, and if you just use them and plug them up all the cabinet kind of openings for your saw, you really improve your dust collection. When you use a French cleat, you also need to put just a flat piece on the bottom and the back. This just makes sure your panel sits plumb on the wall. Job done. Now we have a Cyclone HEPA filter dust vac, which is made from an old King Canada torn apart dust collector and an Oneida Super Dust Deputy, and also a Oneida HEPA filter, which is, I think, is for the Mini Gorilla. Anyways, that's it. I think it works.
There's nothing like finishing a job and then backhanding a wasp out of your shop. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions, hit me up in the comments. Take care.